then you need to give me something. Maybe there's this gifts, like there's that exchange going on. And I don't think that that's love.
Yeah.
I think
that's
that is
prostitution. Hello, I'm Dan.
And I'm Can.
And this is the Dan and Can podcast nightmare. This should have been our Halloween episode.
For us. Mostly you.
We're having some difficulties, and hopefully we can get through this full episode without any issues. Cross everything you got, folks, because this has been a nightmare getting this set up. We're on 2 hours of me screwing around trying to figure it out. So if you feel any sort of empathy or sympathy, please share with others so we can get some sort of reward out of this experience. Dear Candy, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Good. I think if people notice and compare the last couple of weeks, there's probably more gray in the beard.
I think you're stretching it a little bit there, buddy.
Well, we are 8 days away from Thanksgiving. Aren't you? Look at the excitement in her face.
I like Thanksgiving. It's all right. It's a nice day with family.
It is. It's kind of a forgotten holiday. I mean, well, not forgotten.
Think so.
It's looked past a lot because a lot of people coming up to it start looking forward to Christmas more. So, in all honesty, we are at the beginning of November recording this, and most people right now aren't even thinking about Thanksgiving. They're thinking about Christmas, and with what's going on in the world and our country right now, whether or not they're going to be able to celebrate Christmas or do anything with it because of whether they'll have money or not, or food on the table. But that's not what we're going to get into today. We don't want to get political. But they're looking past it. And I think in recent, trying to think, and I never really noticed it when growing up with my parents.
Them zooming past.
Yeah. I think we kind of focused on, hey, that's coming up here. Let's worry about that. And Christmas was kind of, you've really gotten a full swing of it after Thanksgiving. You know, some people would get their trees that weekend or the weekend after, whatever. But now, we've had Christmas decorations out in the stores for weeks already.
The stores really push it. They do. Yeah. They right after, actually before Halloween is over, they're starting to put up Christmas.
There was Halloween decorations and candies and Christmas stuff out. It was ridiculous. But I'm on a soapbox. It's not anything we're going to talk about.
But that's because retail. That's all capitalism, baby. Yeah. That's what that is. It's push these out because people will buy it early. You get more time for people to buy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And I think maybe we feel it more because of, I don't know if that's for everybody, but we worked retail, and they would kind of skip Thanksgiving quite a bit because it's not as commercialized.
But it was a huge, because we were in the grocery retail.
Yeah, but I was in the floral area more.
Huge holiday for them.
It is, but it's like food.
Yeah.
And
that's what we were.
Still, you can't get a bunch of things bought. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about being thankful. You know what I'm saying? It's food, but decorations don't sell as much as they do at Christmas. Halloween is catching up to Christmas.
Yeah.
With decorations. It is. It's just kind of skimmed over.
So.
And I think it's just because they can't capitalize on it as much. Yeah. It's a little more difficult.
Yeah. So it's more of it's a weird, because it's always on a Thursday, so you really can't.
Yeah, that probably plays into it too.
In my job, they give me that Thursday, Friday off. So it's easier for someone like me to be able to plan.
Yeah.
For an extended week. And take off that whole week in a couple of days before. Now this podcast is really going off the rails. I got the hiccups and the burps, and sorry,
what is
folks.
Going on, Dan?
You're just gonna have to deal with this. So, but anyways,
we're gonna plow through. We gotta get it done.
Let's get into something different about Thanksgiving. Let's start off with, what do you say, Candy? How about we get to know one another a little better? And this isn't a ChatGTP question. This is a Dan question.
Good. All right.
I know you'd
Good. This might be a little
that.
more authentic. Yes, I do.
Let's go down memory lane in the Thanksgiving theme of things. And what is some fond memories, traditions you have of Thanksgivings from yesteryear? And I'll let you think. I'll start off. I remember, my family, we always went to my grandma's house, my mom's mom. And we were the ones that were consistently there at her house every year for Thanksgiving.
I can see you guys being very consistent with that, yeah.
And cousins, because my mom had 7 brothers and sisters, and not all of them would be there for Thanksgiving. And the memory's kind of foggy, but I want to say her only sister, was there a lot of times. 'Cause I remember playing with them cousins a lot. And some of the other aunts and uncles would kind of maybe stop in, but rotate year to year. It wasn't a consistent thing, but we were the ones there all the time. And you remember my grandma's house, where it had the kitchen, and then there was a doorway to the dining room, and it was kind of partially blocked. It had the little walls and the thing over the top, and then that was the living room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was little, we had the kids' table in that little living room area, and all the adults sat at the big table. And I just remember going down there and playing with cousins, and that was just the day. Mom and Grandma would be in the kitchen making stuff. We'd be out. Grandpa would be in his lazy boy. Grandpa, you never met. You never met any of my grandpas.
Yeah, I never met any of I only met your grandma, your mom's mom. That's all I've ever met.
Yeah. I didn't even meet my dad's dad. So he was passed before I was born. But he would sit down in his lazy boy, feet up, reclining, watching the TV. Helen! And
doing nothing.
Yeah.
Making all the ladies do all the work.
Yeah, being a grumpy old guy sitting there. And, yeah. And we just kind of play and mess around. Hopefully there's other cousins there to keep me entertained. But that was my whole childhood. That was the Thanksgiving theme. Not until probably just before we got married did it just go to my parents' house. Now it's at my sister's with my family every other year. But kind of a similar thing. But I think everyone kind of contributes and puts in, and except for the male nephews. They sit and watch, mess around.
They don't do anything. Yeah.
But anywho, did I give you enough time to think of a fond memory?
Yeah. I don't have it was one of the few times that we all sat down to eat together, because we just didn't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
My parents were working all the time. So I do remember that. I remember going to my aunt's actually when I was younger a lot. I think I would have been with my grandma at that time, because I don't remember my parents being there, but maybe sometimes. So I remember some memories playing with my cousins. But yeah, I think the fondest memory was that it was good food, because we didn't get home cooked food very often. It was just, we scrounged for whatever. And the fact that we all were together, and it felt very, it was a happy day. It was a day where we got along, and my parents were home. So that was a rare thing.
Nice.
I guess that's what I would say.
Okay. I think one other thing I remember too from that was just being off from school, which I always enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And getting woke up by my dad. You know, even though it was a day off and being young. And shoot, this was even when I was in high school. He'd wake me up. Parade's on. So he'd have one of the channels on with the Macy's Day Parade going. And
yeah, the Macy's Day Parade. I remember that. Yeah. I still turn that on.
Yeah, we still do. Mm-hmm. It's one of the traditions that we carried on with our kids. And just kind of watch it, and always closing with Santa at the end. Knew the parade was over and football was going to start because Santa's coming by.
And of course, in my family, Santa wasn't a thing. But
did you guys watch the parade?
I liked the parade. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would watch it if because my grandma would come over.
Yeah.
And she would help sometimes. So I do remember watching it with her. I think my parents would have it on too, out of tradition. They would just turn it on. So I don't remember them ever watching it with us or anything, but they'd be busy. You know, my mom was in the kitchen. My dad didn't help with any of the cooking. He would watch football too that day. So, and my brothers would watch football. And I eventually grew to watch it too. Or we'd go outside and play. But it was just, I think the most fond memory for me was the time together and my parents being home and being in good moods and being attentive to us. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something.
You finally got some attention.
Yeah, it was just they were there. It felt like a real family. Not that we weren't a real family, but you know what I'm saying? Like it felt like a Hallmark like you were watching family.
Something you saw on TV. The Cosby Show or, one of them.
Something that felt like a family. Like we were, Yeah.
So
that's really what it boiled down to.
We
it's like it felt like
the
something.
families on TV. So, all right. Well, there's another fond memory that's going to lead into our game. Would you like to play a game?
Sure.
All right, this one is going to be cringe to the max because we haven't gone cringe in a while.
We go cringe a lot on here, and I don't like it.
I don't know how to describe this one, but would it be something that either my father or myself would say? And would it be in reference to the boudoir or to the Thanksgiving feast being prepared?
What are you talking about? What are you asking me?
Well, this isn't a question, but one of my dad's favorite quotes at Thanksgiving was always, when I got done stuffing the turkey, we both needed a cigarette.
Or we both needed a cigarette. Yeah, I've heard him say that.
This is the path we're going down.
Oh, joy. Dan, really? Come on.
These are new phrases.
Come on, man.
Come on. We love watching Candy cringe. So
I don't like it. I don't like cringing. Thank you.
So is this something that would be said to either you or my mom from my father? My father saying it to my mom, or me saying it to you, or something being referred to as part of the Thanksgiving feast, mainly the turkey. So turkey or love and touch?
Okay. Or both.
Or both. Both could be an answer.
Yeah, right. I'm sure it will be on almost all of them.
So
go ahead.
The first is, he rubbed oil all over me and said, I'd be delicious by dinner.
What? Gross. It's the turkey, and this is disgusting. And I don't like these questions already. Number one is gross.
What Move are you implying? This is talking about a turkey.
I know it's talking about a turkey, but I also know it could have been said the other way.
Brown skin, so you're going to rub butter or oil over it.
Yeah.
And help
crisp
that up and get it a good appearance.
All right.
What are you talking about?
Dan.
No, our internet's still working, folks. We didn't freeze that. All right.
Enough. All right, what?
All right, next one. She got all hot and steamy, and then I couldn't stop basting her.
Oh, Okay. I don't like this. This game is over. We're done with this game. It's
I got
disgusting.
so many more. Come on.
Dan, no, I don't like them. It's a turkey, but I
Yes.
know what you're trying to make it imply that it can go both ways, and I don't
Go
like
both
it.
ways what?
It's disgusting.
This
Don't
is
even. I
obviously
can
talking
see
about a
you or
turkey.
your dad saying that.
What are you talking?
Especially you.
We're talking about
'Cause you're
basting a turkey
nasty.
here.
You're
You know,
nasty.
to keep the moisture into the turkey, you got to get that crisp
Don't say the word
skin
moist. No.
so it stays moist
Enough.
inside of it.
No,
And
enough.
you got to keep basting it then. All right. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're in a weird place tonight.
Okay. All right, buddy. Whatever floats your
All
boat.
right. He gently pulled me out, checked my temperature.
I don't like this. Just stop reading it. It's disgusting.
And whispered,
I can't. I'm just going to be
"Perfect."
silent and let you finish this game. Go ahead. Read them all.
Which one was
Let
that?
everybody cringe and be grossed out.
Turkey or
Okay.
is that turkey?
I know it's a turkey. Almost all of these are turkey, but they also could be said to, you would say them to me, or your dad would say them to, or oops, you need to bookmark that.
There's a couple real good ones in here.
Did you hear me? I almost said your mom's name.
That's all right.
No, it's not all right. We don't want
We need a
to bookmark
doctor.
it, please. Bookmark it. You're going to have to go back, but.
All right. I'm making a note. All right. She said, "You really know how to handle my breasts."
Ew, come on, dude. This is so cringe. Please, for the love of God, let's stop. I can't do this.
Right.
I cannot do this.
We'll lighten it up a little bit here, okay? He buttered me up before sliding me in.
I'm done, Dan. I cannot do these. It's disgusting.
How about she moaned, "You're stuffing me way too full." Turkey.
Are you almost done? Are we almost to the end of them?
All right, two more. She got dry halfway through, so he poured on the gravy. Turkey.
Oh, is it turkey? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't know.
I don't know what is wrong with you. You have gone to a weird place.
Okay, I've gone to a weird place. Yeah. All right.
We both passed out afterward, satisfied and full. Turkey.
I don't know how the turkey's satisfied and full. So I don't think that's for the turkey. I think you're lying to me.
You don't like the game? Come on.
I don't like it. I think it's disgusting. It's too cringy. Too cringy.
Oh, come on now. This was a fun-filled game. We're just having a little fun.
Okay. All right, sir.
All right. Well, since you're not in a Thanksgiving mood.
I am in a Thanksgiving. Okay. So now I'm getting accused of not being in a Thanksgiving mood because
I know you are.
I think
because you have a cornucopia behind you.
I do.
We created our own background. We got tired of looking at the same Zoom ones over and over again. So I decided I'd create my own.
You did create your own.
A nice little fire pit.
I didn't even know I've never done that before, but I guess I could.
It's easy.
I'm sure it is if you figured it out.
Rude. You're so rude to me. Anyways, so Thanksgiving's coming up. And there's an awful lot of things that go on at Thanksgiving. And we're going to save our conversation from last night for next week. Because that's kind of how I want this podcast to go now. Us in our life and just how we work.
Conversation from last night. What are you talking about? Like literally last night that we talked about?
Yes.
I don't remember what it was, but.
Oh, I do. So we'll bring it up. But it's a little fresh right now to bring up, I think. So we'll wait a week. But it's something I heard on a podcast, and I don't like promoting a lot of podcasts, but this is a good one. It's called The Transformed Life. And
it's not called that anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it called now?
It's under Candid Coaching.
Candid Coaching. It's a great podcast. The problem is I couldn't listen to the whole thing because there's hypnotics.
Did you listen to it?
The first part. And I listen to it every week. It's automatically uploaded onto my.
Oh, you're so sweet.
It's just like you listen to this all the time. Look at that sheepish little grin.
Yep.
So, anyways, I was listening to it in this one episode that you had that came out was talking about a situation that you went through. And it took you a minute to realize that you had to see that you had a part to play in this incident. You originally were upset with the other individuals involved. Mm-hmm. Or individual, we won't say.
I don't really remember this, so you're refreshing my memory. Let's see.
You stepped back, processed a little bit, and realized you had a part to play in it too. And once you realized that you had some contribution to the issue going on, you were able to see what was going on. And it was talking about communication styles. And it's something I think that can really be affected at Thanksgiving time, because with family, a lot of times, a lot of the issues is how we communicate with each other. I know in my family, it's limited. It's very surface level.
It's very shallow. Let's just say it stays it's like constant small talk.
Yes.
Which can be very draining.
So there's not really a whole lot of meat on the bone and stuff with that.
Nobody really knows anybody really well.
Yeah. With your family.
Not even people that are married to each other don't know each other very well, at least from our perspective.
Yeah. And with your family, it's a whole lot of talking over each other.
Yes. And it's people know too much about people or make assumptions about people. And there's a lot of, there's a lot of talking over one another. There's a lot of loudness, and it does stem back from trauma. Of neglect, but there's a lot of that going on for sure. And yours is the quietness is trauma too. I mean, it's both. These are things that aren't healed.
Yeah. You don't want to reveal anything, or you're just being safe, putting up a mask and trying not to expose any deep, dark secrets that might.
Yeah. You don't want to stand out as different because then you're a target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in your episode of your podcast that you're doing, you're talking about communication types and understanding languages, and you're referring to the different love languages and how in this, and I think this is probably where we should expand and go on this episode, is the understanding that you came to. And there was a conflict that me and you both had. It was after a weekend where I was gone the whole weekend. I had to work late Friday night, so I was gone all day Friday. I had to work early Saturday morning, had a few hours off in between, had to work late, real late on that Saturday night. So I spent most of the time I was home Saturday sleeping. And then I had to work all day Sunday.
Yeah.
Which your love language is quality time. And if I'm gone for 72 hours straight, that means no quality time because there is no time together. I'm gone. So you were feeling disconnected, distant from me just from the nature of that. And you were trying to express this to me using that love language, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't,
It's not so much that I felt distant, so I didn't, I think you said it to me one time, like, what's the matter? Oh, you thought I was mad at you because I was just starting to shut down. You know, I was just like, as I felt disconnected, I wasn't putting words to it at the time. I was actually acting very much like an emotional. I was starting to pull back then.
Oh,
okay. And you try to do your love language, which is touch.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you touched on something. Let's take a little bit of a floppy dick. You said emotional. You're talking about two traits.
I'm talking about what I learned in
what
hypnotherapy
emotional
school.
and physical are.
Well, an emotional will try to protect their
first
emotions.
off, what are they?
They are two. It's a theory from the school that I went to for hypnotherapy. The founder of the school had this theory about emotionals, and it sounds a lot like the attachment styles. Like if you have an anxious attachment or an avoidant attachment, they're very similar, but it's not exactly the same. But in his theory, like an emotional and a physical. So an emotional is a person who will lead with they will put their physical body out there. So they're more apt to touch, which is what you do, but you are not a physical. There's a lot of things you have to like calculate in to be defined as one or the other. And we're all on a spectrum, but so you have people who will lead with their physical body and hide the emotions to protect the emotions, right? And then there are those who will lead with they will share their emotions and stuff to protect their physical body. Wait, did I say that both times the same thing?
No, you got it right.
Okay. So like a physical they're going to protect their physical body. So they will express their emotions more easily, right? And an emotional will share their physical body, but they will protect their emotions. So it's really the title of it's kind of confusing, but what it is what you're protecting. So a physical is going to protect their physical body, and emotional is going to protect their emotions. They're going to hide them or withhold them.
Yeah.
So they have to feel really safe, and a physical's got to feel really safe to let you, have access to the physical body.
So guess which one I am, and guess which one Candy is.
Yes. So you will use your physical body and protect your emotions, and I will share anything with you emotionally, and be more protective of my physical body.
Okay.
So
so to bring it back to our conversation,
So what you were doing is you were using, and let's just bring it back to love languages. You were using your love language, which is just touch. And you were like wanting to hold my hand or like rub my shoulder or something. And I was just like, I would just take it because that is what I was trained to do as a Christian woman. So I still sometimes I voice it like, that doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel good when you're touching me. And you could take that as a rejection, right? Because that can hurt to hear that. And so I have to practice how I say it. But if I don't feel like we've connected and had quality time enough, I don't feel loved. So I just feel like I'm giving you something. And I have to learn how to do that. I have to learn how to give you your love language, which is touch. And which I do think you do a fairly good job of this. It just, we've had situations. We were going through a situation at the time and I knew it was coming. I didn't realize how much that affects me though. So during those times, we have to be better planners of creating quality pockets of time somehow so that I don't feel a disconnect happen, because that is how I would know. I mean, your love language is just your love language. You really can't, I don't know if it changes. It might.
It might, yeah.
But you work with it. It's probably developed in your youth, I'm sure.
So let's kind of expand on this a little bit. So, because I noticed like a few weeks, because what happened, I was absent. I was at work for a long time.
Yeah.
In a way. And
you went out to get the milk and you never came back.
Exactly. So I came back.
Do you know what that means?
I came back.
When you go to get the milk, do you know what that means when the kids say that?
I do know what that means, Can.
It means you're going to have an affair. So you're like, I came back though, so it's fine. No.
It just means you're leaving the family.
No, it doesn't. Yes. When you go to get milk, they're saying you're going to have an affair.
That's implied. It just means you're leaving in the broader sense.
No, it doesn't. That's not what they're saying.
Agree to disagree.
When they say it, that. We'll ask the kids later, see what they mean.
So,
it's about what the kids mean is what I'm
we're
referring
going to
to.
let them guys decide what's... Okay.
Google it. I'll Google it.
You Google. So anyways, I was gone. But something that just occurred to me is you were gone a couple weeks prior on a weekend, and it didn't have the same effect. So is it something where if you had a substitutionary...
Okay, wait, pause. It does mean, you might be right. It's usually a euphemism for someone, usually a father, who abandons their family and never returns. It doesn't necessarily say to have an affair, so I was wrong.
So we'll continue on.
You won that one.
So have you been following around what I was saying?
No, I wasn't. Great podcast when I don't listen. Okay, I'm focused.
You were busy researching. So anyways, so I was gone that whole weekend. And that affected you because I was gone. But something I just thought of was a couple weekends prior, you were gone the whole weekend. And that didn't affect you at that because you had some other people there. So is it a substitutionary thing that if I'm gone, but you have, like in that case, you had your sister, your niece, and your daughters with you, because they were there for a substitutionary reason that fulfilled that love language. So I wasn't needed to give it to you at that time.
I think that's an interesting thought. And they're not substitutes for you, but they are.
Well,
maybe
me.
it's just feeling connected and loved. I think, yes, I think there's something to that. That weekend I worked, I was gone a lot myself, but I was not with others as much. I was by myself a lot. And
the weekend
I think
where
that
I was
played
gone?
into it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was alone. So I was either doing housework or running errands. Yeah, I didn't take, I really wasn't even,
because
I had little moments
introvert.
with the kids and stuff. I am in the middle of a journey. I'm not completely extroverted, so stop it. Like, this is a thing that we have in our family.
It has nothing to do with it's how you recharge.
I know. I do get energy from being with people. Like even sessions with people, I get more energy from having sessions.
Yeah.
I do. So like working from home, a lot of the work behind the scenes when I'm not doing sessions is computer. It can be lonely. Yeah. So I have to have.
Yeah.
You're right. That's really what it was. I was filled up because I was with people the entire time and we were having fun and enjoying each other and I felt loved. So it's not necessarily you. It's just that's my love language. I feel loved. And with you, with touch, that's interesting because you don't really touch other people. So it's all on me to give you your love language. I'm a big hugger.
So if I see someone and
you are.
If they're open for it, then they're going to get a big hug.
That's funny because your family was not huggers.
But it was another theory that you thought of here recently that we haven't looked into, like most of the theories we come up with. But you were wondering if
we don't even know if these are true.
Lacked in our youth is what our love language ends up being, because touch was not a huge thing.
You didn't get much touch, yeah.
Well, my mom did, and some of it was appropriate.
What? Don't say that on here.
She would like try to pinch my butt and stuff when I was like middle school and teenage.
Okay, you're making her sound real bad. Just
she'd
stop.
Be like, love them
she
buns.
did do some things that I was like,
yeah,
weird. It was weird to me because it was not something that we did in our family. I
remember the one time my dad put his hand on my shoulder in an affirmation way.
Okay. You were lacking in love, or not love. You were lacking in touch for sure. If you can remember the one time your dad put, of course. No, in my family, we always hugged and gave each other a kiss before we left.
Yeah, you had to kiss something we did. A kiss on the lips.
Yeah,
no side cheek kisses.
No, I just stopped doing
that.
Fuck her
up right here. Come give Daddy a kiss.
Stop. Why are you so triggering?
No, you guys, your family, that wasn't a problem. But
no, there's so much touch. Like, give me my space.
But you lacked quality time in your youth.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I got it with my grandma. But yeah, when I was at my home with my parents and my parents, I can remember very few. I could count on one hand.
We could refine the theory and say it was what our parents held back from us. Because you got it from your grandma, but you didn't get it from your parents.
Yeah, your main caregivers. Yeah.
Yeah.
There might be something there.
So
I don't know. We'd have to research that. I will look into that eventually. I will probably, just because it would help me with clients and stuff to kind of understand.
So, anyways, we're floppy in the dicks all around.
That's all right.
But we were trying to figure out, and you came to this realization in a couple different ways in this time, was that, and why don't you kind of explain what you came to here?
Well, I think what I realized is, okay, first of all, there are 5 love languages, and we're getting these from, I think it's Gary Chapman wrote a book.
Yeah.
I used to think they were like, whatever, it's stupid, but I think there's something to it. And I don't know that there's really just 5, and you don't just have one.
Yes,
it just means that a lot of times there's a dominant one.
Yeah, yes. I think that's the big key, because a lot of people think, well, what is yours? And that's the only one you have.
Yeah.
And it's not true.
Because I would say touch is up there for me. Like, if you don't hold my hand or touch, if we don't touch for a long time, I will have the same feelings.
Yeah. But there's one that's pretty dominant over the rest.
Yes. Yeah. There's usually one that kind of stands out to you. Like, if you don't get it, you're going to feel it. It's something, you'll notice it, but you probably won't be able to put words to it necessarily unless you're paying attention or understand this stuff. So anyways, the 5 love languages are quality time, touch or physical touch,
words of affirmation,
acts of service, words of affirmation, and gifts.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have those 5. Let's just say there are just 5. Somebody might have come up with more, but let's say there's those 5. And I noticed that we were doing is when you come home from work and I'm working, I will stop what I'm doing and give you my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't doing that at first. You didn't. You always come home and give me a kiss. I don't. If I'm coming home to you, or I don't necessarily give you a kiss. I have to remind myself, like, he needs to
give daddy kisses. I wanted you to feel at home.
Put one right here. The joke is because my dad used to try to make us give him kisses on the lips, and I outgrew that, and I wouldn't do it.
Take you back to your childhood.
Okay, I will kiss you on the lips, and I do all the time. So as long as your mustache is cleaned, I do not like a dirty mustache.
I don't have a huge nostril. I have a mustache that's
okay.
dark.
Nobody's noticing that until now. Now I can't stop seeing it. Okay, stop it. It reminds me of you were sleeping on the couch the other day, and me and our oldest were sitting there watching you, and you breathed in through your nose, and then you were like. I was like, why is he breathing like that? He needs to be on his side. I don't know. She's like, he needs a CPAP machine.
If I sleep on my back, I have trouble breathing. Yeah. But there was one time I was sleeping on the couch and it was.
He does. He makes such weird sounds when he's sleeping.
I was half awake because Calvin was like, is this guy for real?
Is this guy for real? Like, what's going on? He thought it was a joke. He thought you were joking around. I'm like, he's really asleep. So what I realized is a long time ago, I did say to you, like, hey, when you come home, because you would come home, you'd give me a kiss, and then you'd start doing whatever you wanted to do, right? Or you'd go to the bathroom or whatever. You'd be gone, not necessarily you'd go mow or whatever. And I was like, you need to pause for... like we got to connect at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day, sometimes on the weekends.
Paws all over you. Pause.
Okay, are we done? And so I asked you basically, without even knowing that I was doing it, I basically asked you to give me my love language.
Yeah.
Like, give me quality time, right? And we do a lot more of that. We do dates and we're together a lot more than we used to be, but So, and it's easier because their kids are older.
Older, yeah.
So it's very difficult when they're all little. So you started to give me my love language. I realized I don't give you your love language. I give you my love language. So I'm trying to love you by giving you what feels like love to me.
Yeah.
And you're doing the same thing to me.
Yeah.
You're giving me your love language, your touch. When you want love or whatever, it's touch. And then that doesn't feel necessarily like love to me. You see what I'm saying? We're doing our own love language.
The ironic part about it is because I am introverted. So I look forward to alone time.
Yes.
That's when I get charged
sometimes.
up. Yeah.
Okay, it drains me. It does drain me, but I do look forward to it sometimes.
That's when
I
I
need
get
it
charged
sometimes,
up.
obviously.
When I can get some energy into me, it's when I'm by myself. That's why my work's great, because there's a lot of times where I can get by myself and just be out mowing.
But now we're going into the season where that's not going to be happening so much.
I try to find it. But your love language is what you're trying to do is say, come here, let me give you all this attention. And I don't like all the attention because I don't get charged up. But then mine is touch. And when you're not feeling like I've been acknowledging, the last thing you want to do is be touched.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is a common one between men and women too. You know what I'm saying?
It could be.
Because a lot of times they'll say men are more physical, which isn't necessarily true. Like women like sex. Like I like it when you touch me, but I have to be in the right headspace.
Yeah.
And if you haven't spent any time with me, and you have that book that sex begins in the kitchen, like you have to spend it, or if the woman's love language is acts of service, like get up and do some stuff. Cause some of these guys like expect women to just run circles of cleaning constantly and working and taking care of the kids and everything. And they just sit there. So I think a lot of times that is the case. And maybe a lot of times men's is touch because maybe that they were deprived of that because touch isn't something girls did that more. We'd mess with each other's hair. We'd paint each other's nails. There's a lot of touch going on, right? We'd put our arms around each other. We'd touch each other.
We'd tackle each other. We'd slap each other on the butt and
That's
say, good
true.
game,
That's true.
high fives.
That probably, but you didn't get it necessarily from adult, like your fathers.
I grew up Catholic.
Yeah. Are you sharing something with us that we need to like uncover?
I don't want to uncover father.
Anyways, so I think that the point is I realize that I am trying to love you through my love language, and I need to instead love you the way what feels like love to you, which this can actually apply to everything. If your way of loving a person doesn't feel like love to them, can you even call it love?
Yeah, I think so. It's if you're not aware.
If you're not aware, yes, that's something. But I'm thinking it more
taken as a loving act. So
okay, but I guess I'm trying to like, because we talk about spiritual stuff and deconstruction here, I'm trying to, like we had the teaching that what is love? Well, and I don't think this is biblical or anything.
Love?
This is
Baby, don't
hurt me.
No.
Okay, so, well, love, according to the pastor that we had for a little while, was doing what was right in light of eternity.
Yeah.
So that would mean if they had a view of if someone's part of the LGBTQ community or someone comes out of the closet and the way to love them, that's how they can like kick their kids out. Because that is an act of love. In light of eternity, I need to make you suffer by rejecting you so that hopefully you will turn to God and come back. Otherwise, you're going to burn for eternity. Right? Yeah. They would call that love. That doesn't feel like love to that person. And I don't even think that's biblical love. If you go with 1 Corinthians 13, it says love doesn't keep a record of wrong, doesn't demand its own way. It's kind. It's so I don't think it's biblical, but I'm just saying, like, if you know that it's causing the other person suffering, if it's causing suffering, I don't think you can call it love. Now, I might be like premature in saying that because there might be some parts of
again, I think you got to be careful there because I think it's intent. And you can do something that you think is a loving and caring act. So let's take, for example, you're a Christian and you think LGBTQ is wrong. Mm-hmm. So you put someone in conversion therapy and all this, but you think that's the loving thing to do until you realize the damage it causes. So you've caused some harm. And I think you did something that you thought was loving originally, but then you can also, if you truly are loving, you see the damage it caused and you feel the remorse and the regret for what you may have done.
Yes, if you realize it later, but let's say you never do realize it. Was it loving? I guess from your perspective, and here we go back to perspectives, from your perspective, it was loving. Yeah,
but I think if you operate in that vacuum, because now you're not letting the input from the other person come in. So I think if you can do something you think is loving that could be harmful or hurtful, as long as you allow the input to come in, okay, I think it could be understood. I thought that was the loving thing to do. I was wrong. I see, because you're allowing that input to come in. What's happening with a lot of these Christians that are stubborn and stuck is they're not allowing that input to come in. They're steadfast
because they think
in
that their view of the Bible is God, and God is love, and they think God wants them to do that.
And love is suffering. And so the suffering, the people that they cause these people is loving and godly, because that's what their God does.
Okay, so that can be considered love at some point. Now, if you do it and it's... Well, then love is just this very tricky thing. It really is. It's very messy because
and I think that's
you can also
this conversation,
put someone who's like a drug addict and put them into a rehab center where they're kept there, right?
Yeah.
And you could do that where they feel like they're suffering. It doesn't feel like love to them, especially if they don't want to be there. And yet that the drugs will kill them if you don't get them in a position where they can get off of it. So I don't know,
it's
then
tough.
What is love? What is love then?
Baby,
what's love got to do with it?
No. What is love? No, it is a tricky thing because we have our own, and I think that's kind of what we're talking about with this whole situation we went through, is that this is love to you. So quality time's love. So I'm going to spend quality time with you, Dan, and I'm showing you my love. And there is some reception of that, but it's not as much as if it would have been touch, right? So I'm getting a little bit in. I'm getting a little bit from the quality time. It's not like it's just like, oh, good, stay away. No.
Well, and a lot of times there's quality time, we hold hands, there's more affection.
But I'm just saying, if you boiled, it was just quality time or just touch.
Yeah.
I would get something out of that, but not as much as I would have out of touch, right? And the same with you. You would probably get a little something out of touch, but not nearly as much as you would if it was quality time.
If it was touch devoid of quality time, it would be just kind of like it could be very transactional, which is the way a lot of women feel about physical intimacy with their husbands a lot of times.
Because, I'd probably feel the same way too. It's like I'm giving all this quality time, but I'm not getting anything back in return. That's speaking to me. So, it could be. And I think that's kind of the crux of it, is because we're operating with, this is what I recognize it as. And it's almost like I'm going to use words that aren't going to fit, but the ego is saying, this is love to me, so this has got to be love to everyone. So I'm going to show what I know what love to be to everyone. Which, that's a loving thing to do because, the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I love quality time. I'm going to give quality time to everyone. I love touch, so I'm going to be out there touching everybody. Boom, 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 boom.
I don't think people will like that. No. Nope. Cringe again.
So, hey, I'm on a cringe cruise. But it's more ego-driven because it's about me. When you can step out of that ego and then look at what the other person and what they're in, and then you can be like, okay, And that's kind of what happened with both of us when you recognized it and expressed it. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To be able to sit out and go, all right, this is what works for me, but that's not necessarily what's going to work for everyone else around here. So I got to figure out what speaks to them. And then you went and analyzed everyone in the family.
Love, yeah. Love becomes more, instead of love being this, because that word obviously is so overused, instead of it being this transactional thing where I give to you, because sometimes people will use it this way. They know their love language, so they will, like, let's say in our situation, you know my love language. And so you might spend time with me and think I owe you your love language, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's transactional. I did for you, now you need to do for me. And instead, I think love needs to be like, in what ways? It takes communication, just like all the other things of value. You have to talk about these things, like what things or what experiences make you feel loved? How do you know that someone loves you? And, you know, when you have that communication and you flip it too and say, this is how I feel love, and you have this back and forth in any relationship, then you work together to kind of mingle those love languages maybe together. So like spending time together, well, let's spend time together, but also be physically touching one another at times. You know what I'm saying? If your love language is gifts and acts of service, you know, as you're doing something for someone, doing, you know, maybe, I don't know. Our two are easier for me to like think about doing this, but you need to like communicate with each other, huh?
It's the ones you're most familiar with because you deal with them.
And you don't want to, I just don't want people to be like, because I know that is something that happens too. And especially, it's not especially, men and women both do it. It's, I did for you, you know, like women will use sex. Like if I give you sex, you know, then you need to give me something. Maybe there's as gifts, like there's that exchange going on. And I don't think that that's love.
Yeah.
I think that's
prostitution.
Stop. That is, but it's transactional. And I just don't think love is like a transaction. It's a way of being, but you got to get to know you got to get to know the person. If you don't know them.
Yeah. And that's love in and of itself, is trying to get to know the person and talk to them in their languages.
And there's just no formula for any of this. There is no formula. You have to there's no way around. Like we all want formulas to like, tell us how to have a great marriage. What's the formula? There isn't one. It's just communicate with one another, start being vulnerable and talking about these things.
Yeah.
What makes you feel loved? In what ways do you not feel loved? And then play with it, see if that works. And if it doesn't, you know, like communicate again, talk about it, you know? So the love languages are nice to know because they kind of give you a starting point, but I think we're all just like this hodgepodge mixture. Cause there might be times that I just want touch. That could happen, you know, or I do like gifts. You like gifts sometimes. You know, it's got to be, you can feel loved in those moments. You can feel seen and it's, I don't know. It's just realizing, I think the main point is realizing that what you tend to do for others, expecting them to love you, is likely your love language. And that's not necessary. And that's good to know because knowing your own is good. But then also that's not necessarily theirs.
Yeah.
So kind of that's where conversations need to happen.
I think it's a big crux in a relationship and life is when you can step out of self and understand others around you. It makes the environment a lot better when you can sit around and say, all right, I understand who you are. Now I can communicate in your language. It means it's like we go to a foreign country. And if we're able to speak French to the French people, they're going to feel appreciated. Like, okay, they're actually trying. They may be horrible at this, but they're actually trying and reaching out. So it's a gesture. It's a sign of willingness to understand and appreciate them for who they are.
And it's going to be just like everything else. You're going to be a beginner with each person that you're doing this with, right? You're going to mess it up. And having lots of grace for the person that's trying to learn it. Like in a marriage relationship, I think sometimes as men and women start to learn some of the things, there's just, you have to just give lots of grace, especially at the beginning. As from a woman's perspective, like a man, I think when a man really loves a woman, like he will try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He will try. Now it's going to be messy at first and they're not going to do it perfect and they're going to mess up and you have to communicate and you can't get frustrated so quickly because if you think about how men have been raised, like just no emotional, like they have not been taught about emotions at all. They've just had to suppress everything, and the only ones that are safe are like anger. And if it's a person like you're not a person that you are a guy that you do, like you are kind of sensitive, like you feel other people's feelings and yet that was suppressed for a lot of time, And so anger is not something you naturally like to stay in either. Not that most people do. You should be able to go there and then come back to balance. But I mean, even that, like anger, if you've had the moments that you've had anger, it's explosive anger instead of, just like, I'm feeling angry. I'm angry about how this is going. Now that's a long time ago. Now you could feel anger and you're like, yeah, that really pissed me off, and yet you can re-regulate because you felt it and it's not like gonna blow up. And there's women like that. A lot of women, their anger has been suppressed because they have not been allowed to show anger. So that's why you got a lot of what? The Karen epidemic. Yeah, exactly. Or you have like people will say an angry feminist, it's because they're allowing their anger to be expressed, which it needs to be expressed because that's part of being human. The problem is people get stuck in those emotions, and they just stay angry their whole life, which processed anger turns into bitterness, and that happens with different emotions. If they don't get processed, they're going to turn into something. So, anyways, I guess the main point is pay attention to what your love language is. And if you know what it is, notice when you're using your love language to get love from somebody and instead maybe have conversations. Get to know, if you don't want to use the phraseology of love language, just get to know what makes them feel loved. And it could be something very specific in the moment, and then start there. Start there and then notice, is this an act of service? Is it a gift? Is it quality time? Is it one of those 5, and if it is, don't just do that for love. Like we need all the things. We really do. But we just need them in different amounts.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but it's something that could be useful when you're around others at Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, because that's true.
It could put up a big barrier if you're sitting down at your family and I'm out there just hugging everyone in my family all day long. Hey, rubbing them on their shoulders. That's all I'm doing. You may not communicate.
We know people who do that sometimes too, and it's like
we do.
If someone doesn't want your hug, like don't assume they don't love you. Find out what their love language is and give them that rather than your love language.
Yeah. So,
okay.
All right.
Great podcasting with yawning and sticking your tongue
out. I'm a little needed some oxygen there. But it's something that can be very useful if you can sit down and just observe and, you're having maybe you're having a tough time connecting with a brother or sister or mother or father. And just sit down and think, what do they receive? What is they receptive to? And then try doing that for them. If it's gifts, show up with a pie. show up with, something.
Doesn't
a
have to
bottle
be
of wine.
much, just something. Yeah, just
A little something.
that shows
just,
them that they are loved, that you thought of them. I mean, it's not about the actual, if it's gifts, I don't even think it's about the actual gift. It's just the giving of something.
Yeah.
And
just see how well the interaction goes. Because I think a lot of times at these holidays, it gets to be all about what I'm about. So I'm going to sit there and then I get pissed off because no one understands that this is what I need to feel, noticed or, acknowledged in this world, and no one's giving it to me, but I'm giving it to everyone else, but they don't feel acknowledged because it's not what they, receive.
Exactly. I think that plays into
so
a lot
it causes a whole lot of stress and anxiety and just it drains you, no matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. But
our theory is that the love languages maybe it's a hypothesis. It's not a theory at this point, but
a non-toxic environment also. So we're not saying that this will cure a toxic environment.
No. Yeah. Like this is within relationships where maybe there's just a little, you can tell it's a communication problem. You can tell like you love each other. The person loves you. It's just you have these little annoyances or you feel disconnected maybe, and this is where you can start. It's a good starting point maybe. Let's, just try it and be willing to be vulnerable by playing with it. Think of like kids when they're playing something, they're willing to like mess up and then try it a different way. So, just don't be afraid of trying this.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So, but if it's a toxic relationship, this isn't going to work. This
isn't something that's going to, like, if you're in a toxic situation, you need to get some help and probably get out of it.
There's boundaries for a reason.
Or at least have some space.
Honestly, doing this may lead to someone being able to manipulate and control, if there's that sort of toxicity in a relationship that, now I can control it, and use this as a weapon and weaponize it against others. So,
Yeah, like that. And that's where it turns into transactional. When someone's doing it in a very calculated way to get, that's exactly what I don't want, is because that happens a lot. Like you just hear men saying, well, I did all this. I bought her dinner. Like I gave her all these things. And then he expects her to put out, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that is toxic.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
How about you, a hamburger? This isn't going to take care of itself. That was never said by me on a date.
No. And a hamburger, come on.
Cheeseburger.
Okay, it should be a fancy meal at least.
I have standards. You ain't getting none of this unless there's lobster on the menu. No wonder where Reese gets it from. Make their pockets hurt. It's her favorite phrase.
Make their pockets hurt.
So, all right then. Well, I think it's just some tools to use for Thanksgiving in a non-toxic environment where maybe you can help open up some new avenues of communication and acceptance and all that good stuff, and with family and friends or whatever. And honestly, it's a good thing to kind of understand in the world in general, to understand, am I pushing my stuff out on everyone? And it's not evil or awful. It's just what you know to be.
No, it's
this
just
is love to
immature.
Me. This is what I'm
Let's just say,
everyone.
It's what a child would do, right? Yeah. And as we mature, we should be more aware of others' perspectives and then take those into account. That is maturing, becoming more flexible and being more flexible is always better than something that's not flexible.
So
healthier, I should say, not better, healthier.
Little Thanksgiving advice, and next week we'll get into more relationship stuff to deal with.
Joy.
Thanksgiving and all the good stuff that comes with it. The fun times, because everyone that gets together at Thanksgiving is like the movies where it's a big bountiful meal and everyone's just,
Yeah,
right? No, it's toxic.
Yeah.
a lot of problems. So
there could be a lot of feelings before. Also, if I forget to mention it, I'll probably try to remember next week too. Just, get grounded, so take some deep breaths before you go in, especially if you feel anxiety. Imagine yourself roots kind of coming out from your feet, like close your eyes, take 4, 7, 8 breaths. So breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Do that a few times. Imagine roots coming from your feet down to the center of the earth, wrapping around, kind of securing you to the ground. So you're giving a picture to your subconscious mind that you're safe and you're grounded. And then imagine maybe a bubble coming up around you to protect you. And then kind of feel with your own imagination any spaces. And I know it seems woo and stuff, but it's just painting a picture for your subconscious to protect yourself, and that what you want to come through the bubble will, and give intention to, like, the energy that I want to come through will, the energy that I won't, I will not allow in. And so your subconscious kind of has a picture of what to do, because your subconscious doesn't use words. It does use symbols and pictures and stuff like that. So give it something, a visual in your imagination. It doesn't know that that's not reality. So it will practice that, like, oh, we have a protection around us. Only certain things can come through. So just kind of keep that in mind. And that will help you as you go into situations where you may feel anxious.
So, all right. Well, if you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and follow.
Are you putting it in the middle?
I always put it in the middle.
Huh. Yeah. As I watch it.
Sometimes it spins in, sometimes it kind of
Oh, look at you. I know you've showed me some things, but I need to look at your work and see where we're at now.
Critique it. Please don't.
Critique it. Oh, I'll give you my opinions, buddy.
If you are listening on YouTube, give us that like, follow, and subscribe. We appreciate it. Leave comments if you have a moment. We love hearing comments. If you're on any of the other streaming podcast networks, apps, whatever, Spotify and all that, give us 5 stars. We'd appreciate that greatly. Leave us a comment if you had a moment. We love hearing from you again there. And go down to the links below. We got everything listed down there. DannyCan.com, which is the mothership of all of our stuff. But some of the other links that we broke out that are under DannyCan.com underneath there too, for more specific things that we are involved with. So click on all that down below. So, yeah. With that being said, enjoy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Basting your turkey next week. And remember, if you have a frozen turkey in your freezer, pull it out on no later than Tuesday and let it thaw in your fridge. And it should be ready for Thursday for you to.
Cooking tips with Dan.
Cooking with Dan. Next week, we're going to watch me bake pies. Or not. So.
You could. Why not?
I got plenty. I'll have probably a few dozen or so to make for people.
He sells them to his buddies.
I'm the pie man. So, signing off from the pie man and the candy man, the candy woman.
The candy cane, the pie man and the candy cane.
We're festive for the seasons.
Poor candy man.
So, yeah. But yeah, tune in next week. And we'll get more engrossed in stories that we're learning. And that's kind of where we're going with this now. We're just trying to include our life lessons as we're learning as we're going. And honestly,
just
it's
life.
Been week to week, whatever.
We learn something every week, but it's good though, because that's what makes life enjoyable.
Yeah.
We don't have it figured out. We're learning as we go. So, and that's what deconstruction is about, is just unlearning and relearning.
So tune in next week for that. Same bat channel, same can time. Deuces.
Bye. Love you guys. And we're thankful for you. Bye.
Yep. Love you. Bye.